Hello, folks. Let's talk about New Gold Inc. And this mining company, it's a mid-tier gold producer. They produced about 480,000 gold equivalent ounces in 2019. Assets are in Ontario and British Columbia, so assets in a safe location. We're looking at a monthly chart here, and so this price action is not very exciting. But let me point out that back in mid 2019, management of New Gold um, made some changes. I think they had a heart to heart with each other and decided to make some changes. And so, what I would suggest is that now in early 2020, the changes that management made in mid to late 2019 are starting to take effect. And so that would be my point for this chart in the monthly time frame is that that's start of March of 20 that the behavior in this stock has changed. And we can see that there's a couple of factors that indicate that. The first one being volume. I mean, you see a dramatic change in volume on either side of that line in March of 20. MACD, we get a buy signal in MACD, and of course, buy signal in the monthly time frame can be significant and last for a long time. Stochastics, energy, and momentum increased. And then this is the accumulation distribution indicator, and it's suggesting that investors started to accumulate this stock. So, and then this pink dotted line, that's trend line, and it appears that in the same time frame that again behavior changed, that this downtrend ended. Probably premature to say that that's an uptrend, but it's at least something different than the downtrend that we had been seeing. Let's drop down. So now we're in a weekly time frame. Not a lot to point out here other than it's obvious that something happened back here in March of 20. For whatever reason, investors started buying this stock and driving its price higher. Um, if we look at Andrew's pitchfork, we can see that prices up here. It's dealing with resistance at the median line of this Andrews pitchfork. Price has poked above. We'll have to wait and see what price wants to do there. I'll point out that that's a steep price rise. So that's probably too steep to be sustainable. We might expect a more sideways or more gradual uptrend. So this is the modified shift version of that same pitchfork, and so we can see, price bumping against resistance at the top of that fork. Let me throw the next extension on there. And so we might look at, 285, maybe all the way up to 3 as our next target. See, there's 350. And so as far as resistance from prior highs, we have to get all the way up here to, basically 350 before we bump into, or before we would expect to bump into any resistance from prior highs. I guess you could argue that, maybe somewhere in there. we've got some could potentially see some resistance in that area. So 270 and then 350 as potential price targets. So that's the weekly time frame. Um, Getting overbought relative to the moving averages. Let's see, we'll drop down to the daily, and again here we can see that in March of 20, change in behavior, this stock began to be accumulated and began a steady uptrend. And so if we look at let's zoom in on this pitchfork. So we can see in this Andrews pitchfork that price drove up, made it to the median line. We got a pullback, and then another drive back towards the median line. We actually gapped over. Price was unable to hold, and then has dropped off, but now finding support. Looks like we're finding support on the 20-day moving average. Pretty overbought. Pretty overbought in this time frame. MACD overbought, rolling over. So that's about all I got to say from the technical analysis point of view. Let's see, I already pointed out mid-tier producer. Assets are in Canada. They do have a mine that they're currently doing reclamation on in Mexico, but their two producing assets are in Canada. It's about half and half. Both assets producing about half of the company's output. So, all right, that's all I got on New Gold Inc. See you, folks.